What is up, agents? This is Wrecker, back with another build video. So one that I'm sharing with you guys today is a really fun but also very effective Dread Edict build. Yes, I honestly didn't think that this exotic was worth taking a look at. I never used it since it came out until recently. So I thought, why not test it out and see what works. And I was surprised how well it performed, and that too in legendary difficulty. Also, we are not running any of the usual talents like Headhunter or Focus, for example, as I know those are the go-to talents for most MMR builds, but no, we are not running any of those. In fact, we are running a few different gear pieces which came out quite recently. So yeah, with that being said, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and let's begin. Okay, so starting off with the specialization, we are of course running the sharpshooter spec here since we are running MMR build. We're getting additional 15% headshot damage, 15% increased weapon stability, an armor kit which also purchases all status effects. Then we get a flashbang grenade that's very handy, especially on legendary activities. We are getting 10% additional headshot damage to our team members, regenerating ammo every 20 seconds, extra armor, so these are really good perks to have. Lastly, make sure you have the right weapons type stacked in your weapons tree. For me, that's the marksman rifles and assault rifle as my backup. So yeah, that's the spec we are running here. Okay, so starting off with the weapons, we are running the Dread Edict exotic itself. The whole setup is built around. It comes with marksman rifle, headshot damage, and damage to target self-cover. As a base number, we are sitting at 391.6k, 260 RP, and a mag of 10. The talent that it comes with, it's called Full Stop. Shooting enemies builds a stack to a cap of 20. Headshots grant 2 stacks. Each stack grants 2% weapon damage and 5% headshot damage. On reload, clear all stacks and gain 5% of your armor as temporary armor for 10 seconds for each stack removed. Headshot skills with Dread Edict restore all bullets in the magazine. This does not count as reload. So not only we're getting a bunch of weapon damage and headshot damage, we are getting our mag refilled as well on each headshot kill. So that's a really good weapon damage and headshot damage talent to have on an exotic like this. So that's a really good one. As you will see in the gameplay, you don't have to worry about all the numbers that are described here. Just keep on spamming the enemies with headshots or body shots and you will get this buff active. So yeah, that's the primary weapon we are running. For the secondary, as my backup, I am running the Police M4. Fully stacked up, 15% headshot, assault rifle, 21% health damage and damage to self-cover. The talent we are running is Killer because we are running high crit numbers on this setup. Even though it's a MMR build, we are still high up in the crit numbers. So that's why the Killer talent comes in handy in case I need to use my Police M4. For the sidearm, as always, on every crit or red builds, I am running my trusty Orbit. Comes with pistol damage and I have rolled damage to double self-cover. The talent that it comes with, it's gonna boost up your crit numbers in any case. So just pick up an enemy, a low health red bar, and you will get the boost instantly. Okay, so starting off with the gear pieces, we are running the exotic Ninja Pike Messenger backpack. Primary reason because we will be unlocking different brands with bonuses in order to achieve what we need to with this setup. So it comes with all 3 core attributes: weapon damage, armor, and skill tier, just like Memento. And for the mod slot, we are running crit hit chance here. And as I mentioned earlier, as you guys all know, it's gonna unlock the next brand or gear set bonus depending on how many pieces you have equipped for a certain brand or gear set. So that's what it does. So yeah, that's the backpack we're running here. Okay, so starting off with the gear pieces, we are running 3-piece A Season 8 gear sets, but we will be unlocking 4-piece gear set bonus because of the Ninja Pike backpack. We're getting 15% marksman rifle and 30% headshot damage. Then the 4-piece is gonna unlock the main talent for the gear set. So basically what's gonna happen is on each shot you hit, regardless if it's a headshot or a body shot, it's gonna flip a card up to 5. So after 5 cards, it says it's gonna amplify your damage by 30%. That's a huge damage boost we are getting by just hitting shots. We don't even have to get headshots, just hit the enemies, and each time you hit it, it's gonna flip a card and give you bonuses randomly. So it can be bonus armor, headshot damage, weapon damage, all that good stuff, which are listed here. 4 of a kind 4 shots, full house 3 shots, aces and eights 2 shots. But in the very last it says flip an additional card on a headshot. So if you take a headshot, it's gonna flip 2 cards. But if you take body shots, it's only gonna flip 1 card. But all in all, this is a very good talent to have for both bonus armor and weapon damage and headshot damage. So you have to make sure we are running and unlocking all 4-piece brand bonus here. For the attributes, I'm running weapon damage, crit chance, and a crit chance mode in there. Now keep note that I have made sure we are running high crit numbers here, even though we are running very high headshot damage as well. So once I passed over 200% headshot damage, I stopped stacking into headshot damage in additional slots because we don't really need that. The only threshold we ever need if it was running Headhunter, for example, but we are not running Headhunter in this setup. It's a different kind of build. So that's why we are running crit chance on the mask. On the gloves for the gear set, we are running weapon damage and crit hit damage. And lastly, for the knee pads for the gear set, we are running weapon damage and crit hit damage here. Okay, so for the chest piece, this is a unique piece here because it came out recently with the new season. It comes from the new brand set. It's called Habsburg God. It's a named chest piece. It's called the Cherished. Since we are running the Ninja Bike backpack, we will be unlocking 2 of the brand set bonuses here. That's 15% headshot damage and 15% marksman rifle damage here, as you can see up top. For the attributes, we are running armor, crit chance, weapon handling, and crit chance mode in there. Yes, if you ever get an additional slot to run on any of the gear pieces, do run weapon handling. You don't need that much. I assumed when I was building this setup that I would need very high weapon handling in order to run Dread Edict because it doesn't have very good weapon handling, but that's not true actually. I'm only running I believe 21% weapon handling overall, along with stability and accuracy attributes on the gun itself and from the specialization, and it's very stable. As you will see in the gameplay, I had no problem handling the gun during gameplay. But that's for the attributes. The talent that the named chest piece comes with, that's also a new named talent that came out recently. It's called Perfect Trauma. Applies blind to an enemy hit in the head. Applies bleed to an enemy hit in the chest. Cooldown is 20 seconds for each. Now, you can easily go with a damage talent here, I agree, but I wanted to build a different setup this time because the obvious choice I know would be running focus, right? Or perfect focus instead. But I don't want to be scoped in all the time, but that's my personal preference. If you want to go damage route, you can run focus or any other damage talent that you want to run, but I didn't want to run Headhunter or any damage talent, but instead wanted to CC enemies wise because I am using this setup in the legendary difficulty in group setups, right? So we could sit back and keep hitting enemies in the head and the chest and putting them on status effects, and that's very handy, as you will see in the gameplay, especially when you encounter Chungas, the heavies in the legendary difficulty. One shot in the head and they will go blind for a very good duration, and by the time they get back from the blind or bleed effect, you can melt them because the damage that we have on this setup, even though we are not running any damage talent on the chest, is still very high. And since I have made sure we have enough crit numbers, not only headshot numbers, you can melt enemies by just spamming your Dread Edict, regardless if you're hitting headshots or body shots, as you will see in the gameplay. So yeah, this is the reason behind running this chest here. But that's my personal preference, very fun to use. If you want to run any other talent, that's your call. So that's the chest piece we're running here. And lastly, for the holster, I have chosen to go with Picara's holster here because we are getting 3 core attributes. Because we are running the Ninja Bike backpack, we are unlocking 2 of the brand set bonuses, 10% skill H plus 1 skill tier, then armor core as an attribute, and also 15% weapon damage. So we're getting all 3 core attributes on one holster due to Ninja Bike. And for the minor attribute, I'm running crit hit damage here. So yeah, that's the holster we're running. So for the skills, primarily I'm running the decoy. Of course, this is a marksman rifle build. Decoy is very handy, actually comes back really fast and you can deploy it as much as possible and keep hitting shots with seizing enemies. For the mod slots, I am running 7.5% duration and 7.5% health on it. And as you can see here, being on skill tier 2, we're getting 30% duration, 100% health, and plus 30% threat percentage. And lastly, for my second skill, I am personally running the Reviver Hive. That's very handy in case you go down in the legendary difficulty. The mods we are running here is 10% Reviver Armor, 10% health, and 5% range here on all the mod slots. And being a skill tier 2 Hive here, we're getting additional charges, Reviver Armor 20%, so that's a total 30% you get. 10% range, 10% drone speed, and 140% health here. Okay, so before I jump into the full overview for the setup, let me show you the stats real quick on our Dread Edict and other weapons. As a base weapon damage base number, we are sitting at 391k, 50% critical hit chance, 81% crit damage, and 231% headshot damage. But also 10% damage target self cover, that's not listed here. So these are really good numbers considering we are running very high headshot damage, even though we are running weapon handling attributes, but also crit hit chance and crit hit damage attributes. Since we are not running Headhunter, we don't really need to stack in more headshot damage in here. 231% is more than enough. So that's what we have on the Dread Edict. But if we go down here, you can see we are running very good stability and weapon handling numbers. So 33% accuracy and reload speed, 58% stability. That's very handy, especially with the Dread Edict, because it does have handling issues, but not in this build. Overall, we are running 23% weapon handling. That's going to give us swap speed, reload, all that good stuff. So again, 23% weapon handling is more than enough. You don't need to stack in more weapon handling for Dread Edict as per my testing, but you can test it out and see what works for you. So yeah, that's for the Dread Edict. But if I switch to my backup M4, Police M4, we are sitting at 95k base damage, same crit numbers, 50% crit chance and 81% crit damage, and 120% headshot damage. But also 21% health damage and 10% damage to targets out of cover. So even for the backup, these are really good numbers to run. For the pistol, same thing here, 45, 81, 161, 165 headshot damage. So again, really good numbers. And then our attack 50, in case we decide to use it, we are sitting at 2.2 million weapon damage. So that's a huge weapon damage here. 40% crit chance, 81 crit damage, 265 headshot damage. So again, really good numbers. So yeah, these are the entire stats for the full setup. Okay, so this is the full build, everyone. We are running the sharpshooter specialization as a primary. Of course, we are running the Dread Edict exotic marksman rifle. For my secondary as a backup, I'm running my Police M4 with killer talent. For the sidearm, I'm running my Orbit. For the backpack, we are running the Ninja Bike exotic backpack. We're running 3-piece A Season 8 gear set, but we're gonna unlock 4-piece due to the Ninja Bike. We're running 1-piece named chest here, which comes with perfect trauma. Came out recently, it's called the Cherished. And lastly, we are running the Picaris holster. So I tried to balance it out a bit. We're running 3 blues, 2 yellows, and 3 reds. So we have good enough attributes for each core attribute here, all 3. For the skills, I'm primarily running the decoy, and secondary, I'm running the Reviver Hive. So yeah, this is the full setup, everyone. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think. This is a really fun build to run in Legendary, as you will see in the gameplay. I had no problems getting through content Legendary, especially with this setup. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think, if you like it or not. With that being said, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.